In these next 5 to 6 minutes, I want to review the pros and cons of the two income strategies we looked at last time. And I want to show you a third alternative that incorporates the tips and tricks we learned from the endowment funds. You know, the investment strategy we've been learning about that allows us to self-manage and steer our portfolio through erratic and uncertain markets. And at the end of this video, you'll be able to explain not only how this third strategy works, but also why it works. So to start, we said that the two strategies commonly recommended for taking withdrawals and income from an investment portfolio were a bond ladder or a big bucket strategy where we withdraw 4 or 5% from our portfolio each year. And while each of these strategies could work, they weren't guaranteed to work because of their drawbacks. The drawbacks to any bond ladder, assuming it was even possible to construct a bond ladder in today's zero interest rate environment, were inflation and interest rate risk. Now remember, interest rate risk was the financial equivalent of a law of physics that said that when interest rates go up, the value of bonds goes down. The risk of the big bucket strategy, where you mix your investments in a big bucket of investments and withdraw 4 or 5% each year, was the fact that the markets would have to cooperate if we didn't want to risk taking a pay cut and having to go back to work. And we just can't count on the markets always cooperating, especially in these uncertain times. So let me show you a third alternative that overcomes the drawbacks of those other two strategies. It's called a smart asset income ladder, or sale plan for short. And here's how it works. Now, John and Mary Smith are an imaginary couple with $500,000. And they need $2,000 a month in retirement to supplement their pension or Social Security. Now, this plan is specific to them, but it'll give you an idea of how a sale plan works. Obviously, everyone's numbers will be a little bit different, and we have software that can show you exactly how this would look for you. But John and Mary are going to ladder their portfolio according to the numbers you see here. Asset number 1 is going to give them the $2,000 per month they need for the first 5 years. So they're getting reliable and predictable income for 5 years. But at the end of the 5th year, the money in that bucket is gone. And now sometimes people worry and they say, well, wait, aren't we spending down our money? But look at what we've allowed assets 2, 3, and 4 to do during those first 5 years. We've allowed them to grow. And look what they've grown to. Now we can use asset number 2 for our $2,000 per month income for years 6 through 10. So we've been getting our reliable and predictable income now for 10 years. And during those 10 years, look at what assets 3 and 4 have grown to. We actually have more money than we started with, so if we wanted to, we could give ourselves a raise to offset inflation. The sale plan is perfect for us because it uses the tips and tricks we learned from the endowment fund strategy. The first half of the sale plan uses absolute return investments to generate our income. The second half of the sale plan uses growth investments to maximize our returns over time. Our endowment investment strategy is perfectly tailored to a sale plan that we can easily transition to as we near or enter retirement. Now, the markets will always have long stretches of growth, and if we need income during those times, we can tap into our growth investments. But the markets will also always have long stretches of erratic or zero growth. And if we need income during those times, we can tap into our absolute return investments. What the endowment fund manager stumbled onto was that perfect middle ground, like the landing lights on a runway, that allowed them to see exactly where to set the plane down. Because remember, for decades, these Ivy League universities depended on the income generated from donations to help pay their bills year in and year out. The universities needed to make withdrawals from the endowment fund every single year, even during years when the markets were erratic and flat. So endowment fund managers needed to find ways to generate that income and steer through those uncertain times. The strategy of having half your money in growth and half your money in absolute returns was hatched from necessity, and the sale plan is a mathematically calculated ladder that plans for withdrawals and uses the principles of endowment fund investing. The sale plan is the only plan guaranteed to provide reliable and predictable income in any kind of market. And the best part is that the sale plan is something you can self-manage and transition to yourself, or if you choose, you can work with a sale-trained and sale-qualified professional. Sale plans can be easily customized to anyone's portfolio. Now, if you're interested in seeing what your sale plan would look like, just reach back to me replying to this email with the 2 words sale plan in the body of the email. Someone will get back with you to get the numbers and information they need to run the calculations for you. Now, I know I've thrown a few things at you over the course of these videos, and I know people have questions. So maybe all that's left is to wrap all this up in a little bit tighter package. Next time, I want to give you a simple 3-step process that will help you build your own endowment type portfolio that you can then turn around and self-manage. Until next time.